Hello, Guru Nation. How's it going? A lot of you guys and gals have been asking for my take. What's an update? Hey, Dan, we need an update on KMPH. What about KMPH, Dan? We bought it, it got approved, and then the stock is like not going up. Matter of fact, it's going down. Today's March 24th. The entire market, as far as biotechs, are very red today. What do I think? I still hold. Matter of fact, I've been buying more KMPH. Why? Because, and maybe I'll go down uh, with this ship, but I believe in the fundamentals, and I believe that this company has two drugs that are approved. Okay, they have this ADHD one, Astaris, and then they have the one for acute pain. So let me just share my screen so I can show you guys. I do think the price is right. I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps going down a little more. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, really, nothing is out of bounds with this company. This could get bought out and 5x, uh, or it could just 5x on the short squeeze, or it could continue going down like into the sixes, and then who knows what happens. But look, you got to look at the fundamentals. You can't look at the hype. And we're going to do a fair amount of looking at the hype, but you got to look at the fundamentals. You got to bet on the jockey. At the end of the day, we're talking about Travis Mickle, who connected with me on LinkedIn, by the way. Travis, I want you on the podcast, please. They got the best balance sheet in small cap bios. Travis Mickle's a legendary scientist. He and his kids both have ADHD. He is the one behind Vyvanse. So he's the one who created Vyvanse 14 years ago. Shire then acquired New River. Vyvanse proved that Travis Mickle is the jockey that we all need. Um, and so there's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of fundamentals. I actually uh, there's some interesting things. Once it got approved, there was like two hit pieces. HC Wainwright analyst Oren Linvat uh, did seed some doubt on the veracity of that Astaris label, which is the 30-minute onset. And actually, Travis Mickle discusses this in a recent podcast. We're going to look at the transcripts of that podcast just briefly. But basically, Ritalin, which is methylphenidate, it's a prodrug. So you get the immediate release of the methylphenidate, and then so within 30 minutes, and then it provides the prodrug produces long-acting effect, 13 hours. So this is something that the other standard of treatment, Ritalin, primarily does not do. So this is the fundamentals are here. Now, yes, competing against a generic drug is tough, but this is a big enough market. Look at what ADHD is a huge market, $17 billion a year. Methylphenidate alone, $5 billion in sales per year. There's 20 million prescriptions a year. Astaris is best in class, proven best in class drug for ADHD, has patent until 2037. 3013 label is there. Now, we also have in the pipeline, let's look here before I get into more stuff because I'm getting all excited about this. I just keep buying more. We got stimulant use disorder, KP879, coming up. It's in a phase 1 clinical program to commence this year. We have the adult ADHD pivotal trial for phase 3 planned. We have already 2 approved drugs, acute pain and now Astaris. So, what do I think happened? I think that the hit pieces came out right after. I think there's a lot of short interest. This is like one of the most shorted stock out there. It's a small cap. These kind of companies like to get manipulated a lot. Let's not forget about the ligand activated therapy. This is a proven platform. Now it's proven twice. This is a technology that KMPH owns. They have zero debt. Let's just wrap our heads around this. Zero debt. They have no commercialization costs. Corium, who they partnered with, are doing that. They're supposed to announce sometime around April 2nd. They're supposed to announce the announcement of the full $48 million milestone payment, which is not bad for a company that prior to this approval has been making about 13 million a year gross sales. So that's gonna definitely beef up earnings. And the last earnings they did, they just lost half of what they lost the previous quarter, and that had no milestone payment for Astaris factored in to earnings. So you also are going to have another thing that we're going to have is these warrants that have now flushed themselves through the system. So really the shorts, if there are really people trying to manipulate this thing, which may or may not be, I'm going to let you decide. They're running out of ammo. And this is actually a buying opportunity. This is not financial advice. I do own. I keep continuing to buy more. Here is the podcast episode that Travis Mickle went on the Empowered Patient podcast. You could listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna put links underneath to this transcript so you can see it for yourself. Actually, to the actual podcast, so you could listen to it for yourself straight from Dr. Mickle. Okay, and basically he confirmed the at minute 5:30. I think he starts talking about the uniqueness of Astaris and the 3013 um, label. So here's something that from StockTwits, shout out to Not Wags. Worth considering. Shire purchased NRP New River within 3 weeks of FDA approval for Vyvanse. A lot of the same players are in the picture here, and it's 14 years later, so inflation can be taken into consideration fair value. Travis Mickle was the principal investigator of Vyvanse. Perry Sternberg held a position at Shire, though this was quite a while after their acquisition, and is now CEO for Corium, whom many could argue are very much in their investing and acquisition phase. Several others from Takeda involved as well. Not to mention, Travis is a total geek who loves focusing on new projects. He's not super business oriented, meaning any opportunity to hand this off and focus on the next drugs in the pipeline is a good play for him. It's been exactly 3 weeks since FDA approval, so I don't want to get my hopes up, but this thing definitely has buyout potential written all over it. It's just interesting to go on StockTwits and just look up the symbol KMPH, and you could see for yourself. I'm not going to get too much into it. This is a hit piece that came out March 23rd today. They're talking about, and I always like to give the other side of the argument, but this one actually has incorrect statement. This one says that their commercialization costs are going to be super costly when Corium is actually taking care of all the commercialization costs, not not KMPH, not KemPharm. And then March 4th and March 5th from Seeking Alpha. So it was approved March 3rd, March 4th and 5th. They downgraded. HC Wainwright downgraded because there wasn't clarity around the milestone payment. And then there was also some cloudiness around the 3013 label, which they seem to have taken care of by now because Dr. Mickle's going on podcasts and talking about it, which he wouldn't be allowed to do unless they have that label. Biotech short squeeze, who's going to buy when the momentum rolls out? Look, not financial advice. StockTwits loves this. There's a community of people that love this stock. There's obviously some this is the largest shorted stock as well. So there's obviously a lot of people out there that are rooting against this one and looking to make money for it, but I feel like they're running out of ammo, and I feel like the fundamentals are there. There's more drugs in the pipeline, and this does have a buyout opportunity. At where it's trading now at a 9 something, 930. Let me look right now and see what it's trading at right now. It's trading at 917. So it continues to go down, but all biotech sectors down today. And April 2nd, there's going to be some, or around that date, there's going to be some more clarification as far as the milestone payment. Wouldn't even surprise me between now and then if there's a buyout. Who knows? Even if there's no buyout, like we're not expecting any like home runs or catalyst. This is just at the end of the day, fundamentals. Now, can it sell? It is stiff competition amongst generic competitors. That is the downside. but the ligand activated therapy is an interesting technology. The substance use disorder is in the pipeline. So I feel like your downside is protected quite a bit. And then you have the adult ADHD coming out, which honestly, the 3013 onset, the 3013 label might be better suited for like business executives who have ADHD that really need that 13-hour duration. Whereas kids, maybe not so much, but I don't know. I'm not a parent, so maybe you need to ask some parents, and maybe you need to listen to that podcast that I will link underneath. So I don't know. To me, good buying opportunity. To me, the fundamentals win. There are so many other biotechs. The majority of biotechs that are trading right now are trading on speculations at the end of the day, this one and are trading at way higher valuations than KemPharm. And KemPharm has two approved FDA approved drugs in huge markets with considerably better efficacy and safety. We didn't even talk about the safety profile of this thing. The abuse, the potential for abuse is extremely low. It's non-existent on this Astaris. So I don't know. Might be a good time to look into it. Maybe we're getting another opportunity to buy more. If you missed it out, I mean, how often do you get a chance to get a drug trading well below pre-approval prices after it's been approved? I haven't seen something like this in a long time, and I've been looking at biotechs for a long time. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Share with a friend. Not financial advice, but I'm in. I'm in, and I believe in the fundamentals at the end of the day, and I believe in science. Right. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.